Taurus, someone that's playing for you is self. So with that being said, look, you could be dabbling, all right, you're getting a little more selfish with your energy and or your time when it comes to you participating or communicating somewhere. Whether that somewhere involves you by yourself, by your lonely, you doing something, it's like you getting a little more selfish when you do it. It's like you're more so thinking about you than how you previously thought about others when you did something. Or it's a situation where you're dealing with people, you could still be in a community and or environment, and you're getting a little more selfish just because you realize those people you can't trust the way you thought you could trust those people type shit. You feel me? If it's that type of vibe. Look, you holding on to a little bit more of you than you previously did, and that has you in a certain type of space regarding this friendship, relationship, or whatever direction or road you on. It's just like you in a new relationship with yourself and you over the hurt that you used to be in this space. You no longer emotionally bonded or tied to some pain or some trauma that derived out of a situation, or just some pain and trauma that you've been through that put you in a certain type of mindset in a relationship, in a friendship, or in just a community you are participating in. Now that you out of that, now that you back to self, now you are shifting what you give focus to. Now your mind has been changed, and everybody around you it's like you can still have the same people around you, but you're not into the same interests you were in while you were with those people previously. In last episode, yesterday type shit, you feel me? People around you could be trying to figure out, Taurus, what's going on? You feel me? Shit, you're not the same. You really the same, you just woke up. Yeah, look, because you're not so receiving or receptive of all the emotions that are being thrown at you or brought to you. You're not moving the same. You're not communicating the same way you used to communicate. And that's because you got a new emotion that brought you clarity about what? The bullshit you might have been in. Whether that was bullshit you was toting or that was bullshit someone was bringing your way. You're more selfish with your energy now. Or you don't even gotta categorize it as selfish. You just more picky choosy type shit. You just ain't going up and respond to any old emotion everybody brings you. Oh, your family always brings you this emotion, and when they bring you that emotion, it gets that response out of you, and they can get you to do that, or you to express or invest your energy in that space. You ain't doing that no more. You got self back. I just want to picture by myself. I just want to find a lane. Oh, relax. Yeah, hey, shit. You could be in a position where you ain't giving up something, though, Taurus. Now that you're aware, you probably got your sense of self-worth busting. You ain't have this sense of self-worth yesterday. And because you ain't had a sense of self-worth yesterday, you ain't see what was worth it in your reality. Now that you can see what's worth it, you may be in a position now you ain't prepared to let that shit go. Now that you know what's real and what's fake in your world. Family ties. Yeah, you got some ties to you. Now that you know that's home, you don't want to let that shit go. You ain't see it previously, that's just you was blind. Whether that was blind in whatever category of life we talking about, friendships, you didn't know that friend was good for you until they crossed you. Relationships, you ain't know that relationship, you ain't know your partner was worth it till you lost him type shit, you feel me? And you only lost him because some shit, it's like you were in some trauma that had you moving a certain type of way. Yeah, look, and it wasn't the right type of way when it came to investing in that particular space, that particular partnership, that particular friend. Look, you received a new emotion. It's like you received something you've never felt before from an action you've invested in. You did something that ain't work out. That not working out brought you some wisdom. Or it's you being in an environment that you thought it was one way, it was another, brought you the realization about how you actually feel. And that feeling makes you want to hold on to something that you're passionate about. Man, between them guys. You ain't ready to give something up, though. You ain't letting something go, I'll tell you that much. You passionate about that. Yeah, look, you got 2 5s. Right? Now listen, whatever we talking about, yeah, back in the day it was pokey. You might have been lying to yourself, looks on the bottom. You ain't in that hurt no more though. It's like, and now that you're out of that, you can see what's worth it. You can see the real friendships and the real emotions and the real feelings that you get when you are in a certain type of environment, whether that environment involves people or a person or just you doing something. When you start doing that at work versus when you work in that department at work, you know you want to transfer to that department. You don't want nothing to do with that. Now that you got something to compare to that, you know this ain't it for you, because the way you feel when you in this. And you don't want to let that go. You don't want to let another employee slide in that position when you know you the one who could do that. You feel me? It's like that. If it's a situation versus you, if it's a situation and it's you versus someone outside of you, then someone outside of you may be over some sort of, it's like someone ain't crying over the hurt they had with you no more. And them not doing that, it has you in a position where now you don't want to lose the friendship. You don't want to lose the relationship. It's like your friend ain't arguing with you no more. Y'all usually bicker back and forth, but this time, whatever it is, this time it was a period. That's fucking with you if it's that type of situation. Cause now you know, it's like now you realize how solid that friend was, how solid that partner was, how solid that relationship was. You know what it is. Yeah, look, you ready to risk it all. If it ain't a situation where you holding on to, it's like you not giving up a passion. You've been holding on to this vision or this idea or this realization or this awareness for a long time, and to the point where this thought has gone through cycles of your life with you, and every time you go through a different phase in your life, it just brings you a different awareness about this, to the point where now it's like, now you know that's where you want to go, that's what you want to do, because no matter what, this has always been here when you had this go on in your life. When you had that go on in your life, that, whatever this is, you know that shit's solid and you ain't letting that go. Whether that's an idea or that's a perspective or realization. It's your karma to be in this position though, position. It's your karma to be in this place though. Have this realization to the point where it's deriving it's pulling some action out of you. Whatever that is. Look, the change in perspective made you realize where your strength comes from. Whether that's just coming from an action you do, you feel a whole lot more energy when you're here versus there. Or it's a situation when you're with them versus them. When you're with him versus him, her versus her. You feel me? Whatever we're talking about. When you thinking like this versus like this. When you wake up with this energy and you participate in this morning routine versus